What's going on, Gherkins and Gherkettes? I hope y'all are having an amazing day today, and welcome back to the channel. So, today, what we are going to be doing is we're going to be doing part one of our item guide. Alright, we're going to start with your evidence items. I'm going to go through how to use them, what to look for, and any kind of special tips and tricks that I've figured out, over the time I've been playing to maybe help you out. But without further ado, let's get started. So, the first item that we're going to talk about is going to be our EMF 5. Alright. So, with the EMF, it's really simple, right? So, your EMF is going to respond to any item, or any interaction, excuse me. I can word. Now I do have this set on amateur friendly ghost. That way I can kind of show you guys without getting interrupted, because I don't want this to take forever. But the way I do it, as you've seen in my other video, or might have seen in my other video, I always start with the thermometer, the EMF, and the thermo. Because to me, those are the easiest ways to find the ghost. Now, with EMF 1 and 2, you don't get directionals. However, EMF 1 and 2 are significantly louder than this one. So it's really, sticks in one hand, half a dozen in the other. But I chose the tier 3 to show off what it can do. All we have to do is wait for an interaction to happen, which you should be listening for as soon as you get on the map. And as soon as we see one, I will show you how to use this. Alright, so as you can see, we've got a directional on the tier 3 that shows us where the interaction came from, which is going to be this plate right here. And then as you can see, well, as you could see, the different lines, there we go. Perfect. Oh. Anyway, the different lines right here, those actually show you what the EMF level is. Okay, so if you've got EMF 5, then it will shoot up to 5. Pro tip, Ouija board doing Marco Polo. If you have EMF 5, you will get it relatively quickly. And Marco Polo is a very cheap use of the Ouija board. So yeah, remember, you can always get a picture of your EMF, and with an EMF 5, you can also get an audio recording, but there is no video that you can get from the EMF. Alright, let's see what's next. Alrighty, so our next item is going to be ultraviolet. Okay, so your UV is very simple. Now, there is a big difference between the tier 2 and the tier 3. So the tier 2, because it's a glow stick, it does not count as an electronic. So you can actually carry it around and it will provide light even during a hunt, and it won't give your position away. But what we're looking for is a door touch or anything like that. And a thrown object does not count. So you're looking for a light switch, door touches, window touches, that kind of thing. But because we're in the kitchen, can't really touch that window. I thought that I just got proved wrong. Anyway, so this is where salt really comes in handy, which you don't have access to when you first start out. Sorry. But when you place salt down and the ghost steps through the salt, it will leave the footprints behind, which you can also get a picture of. So if you throw your flashlight down, you can swap to your camera, click, done. Alright, same thing for fingerprints, and those also count as a separate photo. So if you're struggling for media and you've got UV, you got 2 in 1. So I would really like you to touch something. You know what? I know what we're gonna do. Beware, cursed objects are dangerous. If you have just started playing, I would leave these alone. And there we go. You would go to the light, you would shine it on there, and then boom. You would either get UV or not. Okay? I wonder if I can just Okay, no, you cannot. All right. But that is how UV works. Aren't you pretty? Anyway, let's go on to the next item. Okay, so next we have ghostwriting. Ghostwriting is super easy, okay? So when you have ghostwriting, you grab your book, you run inside, and you literally just put it down in the ghost room, okay? Now, one of the cool things about ghostwriting is it's good for a video and a picture, all right? So once the ghost goes to fill this out, you can get 2 pieces of media from it. I always keep 2 books just in case I miss the video on one. Hey there. Oh, and that's a 4. All right, so we probably are not going to have EMF 5 on this ghost. Just probably not. Wow, he's really upset. But it's friendly ghost, so we should be fine. I mean, unless something terrible happens, I suppose. All right. Now, the thing about the book is you've actually got an area of effect, which increases as your book level goes up. So if I really wanted to maximize my space, I would hit F, and that's the item place button, just so you know, if you didn't already. And you see how I'm trying to pull that ring into the area. All right, so this would be pretty prime placement for your ghostwriting book. I don't know why I'm talking in-game, but yeah, I am. And remember, video and photo, no audio. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, so now we are at the thermometer, freezing temperatures, okay? The thermometer is super easy to do. All right, right-click to turn it on, and hold to actually take temperatures. Excuse you, I'm talking. So your ambient temperature outside is going to determine about what your temperature is inside when the power is off. So if it's colder than it is outside in a room and you don't have power, oh, I have freezing temperatures. He's in the hallway. Or is he in the living room? He's in the hallway. Well, this is a perfect opportunity. So when you have freezing temps, if you throw the thermometer down and you take a picture of it, that counts as a photo media. Super easy, guaranteed with any ghost that has freezing. Now, when I'm starting out, I will usually walk around the house with my thermometer and the camera so that I can capture, you know, the temperatures going throughout the house while I'm looking for the bone, the cursed object, and the ghost room. But that's pretty much all on the thermometer. Let's move on to the next item. Alrighty, so next we have dots. Now, dots is one of my favorites because the media is a lot of fun to try and get because it blinks in and out of existence so quickly. It's also the only surefire way, other than completing all 3 evidence, to see if you have a Goryo. If you didn't know, a Goryo will only appear in dots if there is not a player nearby. So, if you catch the dots in the truck, but you never catch it inside, you know you're dealing with a Goryo. Now, the way you use dots is a little different for each tier. So with tier 1, they're these little baby flashlights. They're really not great, but they kind of get the job done. For example, if this was the ghost room for the dots, I would probably set them on on this table here, crossing each other, so that it covers most of this area. Now, with the second tier dots, I would place them on the floor, probably here and here. That way you've got solid coverage coming from this direction. And then with your tier 3, I place one on either side right here. Uh-oh. That wasn't very friendly, was it? And yeah, so that's how the dots works. Now remember, you can get video and photo from this. So super easy to get, and it's worth a good chunk of money. All right, let's go to our next item. Alrighty, and now we've got ghost orbs. Now, ghost orbs are cool, all right? Now, remember that ghost orbs are a forced evidence for the mimic, but it is not a true evidence of the mimic. If you go into your journal, you can actually see that. But the way that I check for them is I hold the record button the entire time. And I'm doing this early so I don't have to worry about overlapping media. And the reason I hold record down is because if there are ghost orbs and they do pop into frame, it will automatically pop up and try to record them, so you know that they're there without having to worry about it. You can also see ghost orbs through the truck, but you have to have the lights off and you have to be using night vision. Otherwise, you are not going to see them. I thought I was going to get a quick free video. All right. And that is how you look for ghost orbs. Okay. Now, you have to hold your right click to record. Always keep that in mind, because it's really frustrating when you forget to hold the button and you see something cool and then you miss it. But anyway, next item, and last but not least, is the spirit box. Okay? The spirit box is a lot of fun. Now, the issue I have is my voice recognition in-game is a little messed up. If you run into that same problem, go to your pause menu, options, game, and you go into your voice recognition mode. And you can change that: system voice, regular voice, and text. So I'm using text simply because I don't know where the issue is coming from. So it's easier just to use the text mode. Oh, killed the power. All right. And then you ask, are you friendly? Where are you? How old are you? And you know that it's working because you actually see the lights light up red or white if you get a response. Okay? Now, you cannot get a picture or a video of your spirit box. However, you can absolutely get an audio recording of a spirit box response. The way you would do that is turn it on, throw it on the ground, and then you would just talk to it. Now, if you can't do that, that's perfectly okay. You can always get a friend to help you, or you can just forgo that audio, because if you're using the text mode, it will not let you turn it on. All right? Perfect. So, guys, I tried to keep that really short, sweet, to the point. If you have any questions, please throw them down in the comments. I will answer every single comment, I promise. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, I tried to keep it short and sweet. But next week, we will be going over all the supplementary items. Your motion sensors, your sage, your lighter, so on and so forth. But if this helped you out, please throw me a like. Share me around a little bit. It really helps the channel. And y'all come check me out on Twitch. Love you guys. Bye.